Put mistletoe over my bird and blow me for Christmas. It's the gift that keeps on coming, dear. I promise I'll eat pineapple.
One other big piece of news that happened over the last couple of days, and I'm sure you've seen this, like they were hinting at the teaser trailer for the new Return of the Living Dead movie coming out in 2025, and it is a very much a teaser trailer. And the people that's behind this, man, like, maybe we should dig more into this. Like, I just don't care enough to do it, like to look up and see who owns, like something happened over the last 3 or 4 years where somebody bought Return of the Living Dead, the name, and they can market and exploit the shit out of it. And they're continuing to do so.
Now, does Russo own that name?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. Some people can do some research on it if they want, and we'll talk about it in the future. But
maybe he owns Living Dead. There's something he owns that's associated with that. But like, I mean, it's O'Bannon. O'Bannon died. I don't know if his wife's still alive. If so, I would assume she probably owns like partial rights to that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where that went, but like, yeah.
Man, they're exploiting the shit out of it though, because the trailer is basically a snowy grave. There's nothing to it. It's a snowy graveyard. There is a shadowy figure that we're believing to be Tarman. I guess you can he's kind of doing like the Tarman strut or whatever the hell you want to call it, dragging a Christmas tree. It's pretty much it. Like there's no, and here's what I'm thinking. And they say it's 2025 because they're celebrating 40 years of Return of the Living Dead. The movie hasn't even been shot. I'm willing to bet you anything that they haven't. That is all that they have shot so far. I don't know if they're going to do a GoFundMe for the movie, but it's the same guy that did Killer Goats from 2023, Steve Walsh. And man, they could not give that goddamn movie away. And it's the same people, like, because Return of the Living Dead site, they had like copies up. They were trying to 75% off, 80% off, you know. And if you go over there now on the Return of the Living Dead site, they're already trying to sell props from that trailer. They have got like the tombstones in the cemetery, $650 and they've sold a couple of them. You know, I just think like this is not good.
This
is not going to be good. At least I thought the trailer, whatever, it was fine. You don't really get an idea on what the movie's going to be, but yeah.
I thought the trailer was completely fucking stupid, and I hated it. Like every minute of it. Like I know everybody's kind of talking about it, and they're like, most people are just saying the same thing, which is that, you know, it's just a trailer, it's a teaser, and they ain't supposed to show you anything. It's like, it does one of the things I hate about remakes, though. It takes like an ancillary character out of the original that like everybody knows and makes it like the centerpiece of the fucking movie. Mm-hmm. Like I hate when movies do that. They do it all the time. Like, I can only imagine the shit that will be in that movie. Everybody gets hyped about these remakes every time something like this comes out. And it's like, that remake ain't going to be worth a fuck, man. It's what do we know about these remakes? Like, if you look at Scream and Halloween and Texas Chainsaw, and look at any franchise of movies that they've done remakes on, they ain't going to be worth a shit. They're going to have fan service bullshit in it that nobody wants. And then they're going to introduce new characters that nobody cares about and aren't properly developed or written. And then we're going to sit through a boring ass fucking movie again. And then that's going to be it. Everybody's going to get super hyped about it. And they're going to say the same thing beforehand, which is going to be some dumb shit like, oh, well, you got to give it a chance. It could be good. No, I know it ain't going to be fucking good. Like, I 100% guarantee you right now it ain't going to be worth a fuck.
Well, the sad thing about this is this is going to be much like the Killer Goat shit. Like, it's they're making something on the smallest budget imaginable. There's no hope for this movie to be good. Like I don't know if I've heard anybody say anything positive. Just because, and it's a shame too, because the Return of the Living Dead name I do think has value, but what they're doing with it, I don't. I will just. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
People are really easily like impressed nowadays. They really are. It doesn't take anything to.
Right. It's going to be a direct to,
Uh.
like maybe direct to. It'll debut on Screambox or something like that. It'll quickly come out on Blu-ray. It'll quickly be marked down because the negative reviews are going to be busting out the seams. That
You
is
know,
if it actually comes out.
that's another franchise where you could seriously argue that they have never made a good movie other than the first one. Like for different reasons. Like you could say that first movie is never. I mean, they've never. It's like Texas Chainsaw, really. Like there's sequels to that movie that people kind of like because they're campy or they're like whatever. But like nobody has ever been like, oh yeah, like I like this sequel better than the original. Like I've never heard anybody say that in my fucking life. Like same thing with Texas Chainsaw. Like you just don't hear that.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click.
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to breathe greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Here's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now. And then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram and help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So deadpitonpatreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing around us, folks, but send us money.